How realistic of a goal is it for the Broncos to win the Super Bowl this year? This is your Denver Sports Daily for August 13th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Welcome to Denver Sports Daily. I was down at training camp yesterday getting to see a lot of what was going on. And if you can't tell, the sun saw me pretty badly. I got pretty sunburnt down there. But while I was down there, some of the good things that I saw were Kay Adams speaking to a lot of the Broncos staff and players. And she, stops by every training camp. She tries to, during this time, to speak with different coaches and players and see what's going on. And yesterday, she got the chance to go to the Broncos and speak with Sean Payton, Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton, PS2. But really, what we got to see there was Sean Payton opening up a lot about the Super Bowl chase and where his head is at. Now, we all know that Sean Payton has been very vocal about winning the division. That's his first goal. But he wants his team to feel comfortable in talking about the Super Bowl. And that's the best way to go about this. You want to win the division first, but you want to think that Super Bowl is okay to think about. That's the goal. So with that being said, what is he what did he say about, going to the Super Bowl, winning the division? Where is his head at there? Now, he spoke to Kay Adams and said, quote, "The first team meeting was, hey, I don't want to be uncomfortable," a phrase that all by discussing what it's like to play in a Super Bowl, what it's like to win a division. And that's exactly what I was just saying. He doesn't want his team to feel uncomfortable in speaking about having lofty goals. That should be what you want if you're in the NFL. You shouldn't be here thinking that it's okay to just win 10 games and maybe get to the playoffs. Your goal should be, I want to win the division and win a Super Bowl. So it's fair that he's instilling this mindset into his players and his staff right now that we want to be comfortable in talking about the Super Bowl. Now, he went on about how he can achieve this goal and how the players can achieve this goal, saying, quote, "I would say for us, more specifically, is starting fast this year. We didn't back 2 years ago, and a year ago, we started 0-2 and then bounced back. But us starting fast at home and not putting ourselves in a hole where maybe week 16 could be played for something differently than it should be because of your start." That's exactly what we saw last year. The Broncos ended up having to win the last game of the season against the Kansas City Chiefs, blowout, but they still had to win that game to get into the playoffs. They had a few chances late in the season. They had 3 games to get into the playoffs, and it ended up taking to that last game. But with the way that they started, if they had started more hot, if they had, gone out and won those first 2 games rather than lose them, which they could have easily done, but Bo Nix had a slower start into the NFL than other players and other teams, they could have made a deeper run into the postseason. They could have been a higher seeded wild card team. They could have even put up a fight against the Kansas City Chiefs for that first overall seed in the division or winning the division overall. So him talking about what they need to do is start hot. He's not focused on the end game right away. You can see in that sentence that his goal right now and his mindset, they need to just get out on the field for week 1 and be ready to win. And that's exactly what you want to hear from your head coach. Now, Adams then spoke to Bo Nix and Courtland Sutton and spoke about 2 things. First, about Sean Payton, speaking about Bo Nix, talking about how Bo Nix could, in the next 2 years, be a top 5 quarterback. And, Bo Nix, with the way that he is, that when he heard that, it almost went in one ear, out the other. He doesn't care about the rankings. He doesn't care about the outside noise, even when it's from his head coach. And he spoke about that. He said, quote, "Listen, I'm glad that I've got a coach that believes in us as players to put that stuff out there. The good thing about our team is I've said it already before. We're going to have guys that continue to show up and work. They're not going to let the noise and distractions get to them." Who's this guy's media trainer? I mean, are we serious? He gets a question about how his coach said he could be a top 5 quarterback, and he ends up turning it into, "My team works really hard." Gotta love Bo Nix. I mean, what more can you ask from your QB1? This guy's incredible. And that's the exact type of answer you want from your QB1. It's just crazy how much love Bo Nix has for his teammates, and how crazy it's even crazier that you can feel that love reciprocated all around the locker room. He instills this mindset of work and work ethic, and he puts so much effort into just making everybody feel comfortable and unique in their own ways, in their own positions, and everybody works equally hard because of what he preaches. It's the best thing possible for this team, and on it, all the highest credit to Bo Nix after that answer. But then he went on to speak about the Super Bowl, saying, quote, "The Super Bowl kind of goes without having to say it. We're all here working for that goal, and you can just kind of see in demeanors and guys and the way guys show up that is our goal." And that should be. There should be no other way to phrase that. You know, when you step on the football field, when you are playing football at the NFL level, you should have no other goal, no matter what, than winning a Super Bowl. That should be the end goal for every single player. I don't know any NFL players who leave the league without a Super Bowl ring that are happy with what they've done. Maybe some of them that are just happy to have gotten a shot, but that's one thing. You know, happy to get a shot and you play in the league for 2 years, that's one thing. But if you're in the league and you're being looked at and you're being talked about, your head coach saying you're a top 5 quarterback, your goal is Super Bowl. It should go without saying. The Super Bowl is the end goal for every single team and every single player. So with Bo Nix going out there and saying that, it's really just comforting, honestly, from a fan point of view. And what Bo Nix does, it's just incredible. So is it realistic for the Broncos to talk about Super Bowl? My answer, yes. Yeah, it's realistic to talk about a Super Bowl this year. Now, will it happen? I can't tell you. I'm not a mind reader. I can't see into the future. But it's realistic to talk about the possibility of going to the Super Bowl at the least and winning it. I mean, if you're there, if you're going to the Super Bowl, you might as well win it. It's very possible for the Broncos to do this season. Now, moving on, Ethan Holliday, the Rockies' number 4 drafted pick, is getting his first shot at pro ball. He has been signed to a single A team. He is going out to Fresno to play single A ball. Now, this comes after he just signed a $9 million record-breaking deal. Just a bonus on that is $9 million. Incredible number for this guy. And really, what you're seeing here from the Rockies is something that you haven't seen very often. You're seeing them put effort into a player. And I don't remember the last time that's happened for the Rockies. They are all in on Ethan Holliday. This kid is going to be great, and he is a shining spot on a dying team. So having him get out there and get his first taste of pro ball, it's very exciting. He's going to be playing as early as tonight. And really, what you're going to see here is a guy who dominated in high school, getting his first shot to play at a higher level, and he could go out there and very well dominate tonight if he gets his first playing chance tonight. But we don't know. He is assigned tonight to Fresno. So we'll really see what comes out of him. I want to see him in the MLB as quick as possible, as early as possible, because somebody like him really just brings a team not only from below the mud where the Rockies are at, but he could bring them above. He could bring them back into a shining spot if he turns out to be as good as he's supposed to be. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Set the expectations and work towards them. Yes, sir. That's the best thing you can do, no matter what profession you're in. If you're in the NFL or if you're an accountant, set your expectations and you work towards them. And that's clearly what Bo Nix does every single day. That's clearly his daily affirmations. When he wakes up, he is setting goals and he is working towards them. You could see the friendship and camaraderie between Bo and Court. It was crazy. I was standing right there watching them talk to Kay Adams yesterday, and they really feel so intertwined. And that's exactly what you want to see from your QB1 and your wide receiver 1. Those guys are great together, and I could never, ever see them wanting to split from each other at all. And it's great now that their contracts are on the same timeline too, because in 4 years, we'll probably see them both come back to Denver. That'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow, and I will be filling in on the rundown down at training camp today, so make sure you tune in. I'll be bringing all the news from what we're seeing at training camp, what's going on down there, how's everybody looking, and I definitely want to talk about Bo Nix more and Jarrett Stidham, because there's a lot of fun stuff going on with Jarrett Stidham down at training camp. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.